you here again, getting the document set up. And we also want to note what time the broadcast started. So broadcast started at exactly 2:09 America's time. UTC -6. Cool. So, oh yeah, cool, perfect. So then you want to link this doc to our Andromeda Super Team. So we have that linked. And then
okay, I'll do it.
And then we would also link it to our buddy team. Wait a second. Was that? Did I hear someone else? No, Anaclara. Okay, cool. Awesome. And then the other thing that we do is, with just a small buddy team, it's not a big deal to like have like a whole agenda and the whole thing. Oh, here's Nelly. As soon as you have 4 people, it gets a little more important. But this would need a double team: Jorge, Anaclara, and Nelly. Cool. Awesome. Hi, Nelly. So we go to the previous meeting, and I'm just going to go to our global meeting from this morning because that was set up really well. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to copy all of this stuff here. Yeah, it's pretty much all of this. And this would be, and so, typically for a buddy team, you don't need this level of organization. But one of the reasons why we're doing this is it's practice for learning how to actually organize meetings when we do it with the bigger groups, right? So if we just practice doing this for our smaller groups, then by the time we get into the bigger groups, it'll make a lot of sense and they'll already understand it. So, so this goes at the top. We're joining right now. We are in the main Hangout link, or we have the live Hangout, and so then the YouTube. So that needs to be changed. This needs to be removed. So we started instead of 12 noon. This is going to be.
Hi.
Hey, what's
up? Can you hear me now?
2:09. Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I was talking in the other call and you weren't able to hear me, so I was wondering if you are able to hear me now.
I can hear you now.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, yeah. So we're still just getting the doc set up. Eventually, if we're all working on this together, it should go extremely fast. So there's the live.
I can help with video indexing.
And oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that would be great. So we're not quite there yet, but we'll get there in a minute. So if I go to our video indexing, Nelly's gonna help.
That's fun.
I know, it is fun. And so that's right now at the very beginning of the video, right? We're doing doc meeting, agenda, and documentation preparation. So typically this would be done before the meeting starts if we're doing like a major meeting, right? So next steps, we can delete all that because that was for the global group. Tasks. There are a couple tasks in here that are important. We need link to the global team doc. Update more personnel files. This is for everybody. That's done. Video indexing. Okay. More video indexing. Master training list doc. Creating global team. This is all done. All right. Cool. So so we're in our agenda here. So we got the recording started, and now we're doing the set up of the document. So meeting document and agenda. So that's the setup. And then as soon as we get that done, we'll do the session roles. And here's the link to all the contents. I think we can get rid of this. Delete. All right, so we got the broadcast set up. So attendance is Jay, Nelly, Anaclara, Jorge. We don't have anyone who's just checked in. It's like it did
No, just us.
Isaac, right? Check in, but he didn't. So, and one of the things we can note down here as far as a task, it would be like, you know, set up buddy team with Isaac. Okay. So breakouts, so these are our extra hangouts. And the Hangout Live, let me just link that here real quick. So that's this one. Live. Copy. And then the only other one here that we would link typically, and obviously for our buddy team, it's not a big deal, but we have our http://global calls. All right, and we have the main Hangout link here. It's the same thing. And all
tomorrow
of this stuff,
we don't have a meeting, right?
Tomorrow we do have a meeting. Yes, it's every Monday through Friday, same time. Actually, tomorrow's is the weekly one, which is the most important one.
Okay.
You know, so if we're reviewing our schedule, tomorrow is our weekly our weekly meeting for Andromeda. So today would technically be, you know, a double team meeting, you know, more like a work session. So it'd be kind of like a work session. And then tomorrow would be more of like an overall thing. So meeting agenda documentation purposes is basically 0, and then it's good to know how many minutes we're doing. So if we started at 2:09, so we're at like about 6 minutes of doing this. And typically all this would happen before the meeting starts. So next thing you do is like, so we got the document agenda set up. It's done. Totally finished that. So next is the session rules. I can help facilitate again. Eventually, we're going to get into co-facilitation and support facilitation roles. We'll talk about that later. Notes. Does anyone want to help with notes?
Sure. If you want me, I can do it.
Cool. Jay and Jorge. Timekeeper. Nelly, did you want to do timekeeping again? Sure. Okay. All right. And if anyone else wants to help with that, just let us know. All right. So then we're going to go into our check-ins. Let's get started. So check-ins. And so again, when we're doing these documents, all the headings for the notes, just pop it heading 3. And then the reason we do that is like if we have you know, sub things, we can go up to heading 2, heading 1 in case we want to give it a sub level. So cool. So
okay, so those are heading 3?
Yeah, I use heading 3 for everything. It doesn't really matter. I mean, any heading will work, but because it'll get it into the content, so you can just link it from the top. But it's
yeah, it's easy when you link. Yeah.
Yeah, I use heading 3 just so that I'm able to still use heading 2 or 1 if it's necessary. There's certain times where it's just like, obviously you're creating something that's like bigger than that, and so it's good to go back to heading 2. And also heading 1 just gets huge. It's like silly. And then heading 4 we have if we need it, and if we have a subsection. Cool. So let's start with check-ins. I will go first. I thought that this morning we had the new moon session, and it went really well. So that was really exciting, and I feel like that the global team is definitely going to be able to help us in the future. It's kind of at the point where it's like, 1 hour in compared to our first meeting. And so it's very, very preliminary still. It's going to take a lot longer to get together. It's just global goes slower. So yeah, I mean, that's just how I'm still in like that whole mode of like, it's the new moon, it's the beginning of the month in the lunar cycles. And that's the main calendar systems that I operate and that we operate as a global network, because the Gregorian systems are ridiculous with 27 time zones and like all the craziness. So anyways, I'm tired because I got up at like 4 a.m. and I am doing pretty well. So I'd say overall, we're gonna start initiating these numbers, right? So the number check-ins help us gauge, as a group, we can just average out. So I'm gonna say that I am a tired from waking up so early. I'm gonna say I'm at 6.25. All right, who wants to go next? And that's just like my number between 0 and 9 for just how you're feeling. So a number between 0 and 9 of how we are doing in general right now.
Okay, I'll go next. I am pretty well. I have been without, so actually I was like on vacation, and I don't have any much to say. Like 9, I will be 6 probably.
Okay. Who wants to go next? Jorge?
Yeah, I can do it. Oh, this morning I was taking a class because I had a class today.
We didn't get Anaclara's number. So we got to get Anaclara's number. What was it again?
6.
Okay, cool. All right, Jorge, sorry. I just want to not forget that. It's important.
All right.
Okay.
I had a class today. Yes, I was teaching class for some students, and then I was reading. I was reading about some documents I need if I want to apply to another part-time job, and after that, well, I was just walking my dogs and minding my business here in my place because today was a quiet day for me for class, and yeah, that's it. I think I woke up this morning around 6 a.m. as well.
How about from 0 to 9? How are you doing?
0 to 9, I will be, I would say, 8.
An 8. That's pretty high.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nelly.
Hi. Okay. I'm a little bit behind in my work for the other place, and because my friend came to visiting me, so I'm a little bit behind. But I'm glad he comes every Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and so I'm glad he comes. Also, I think I am.
Nelly?
Hello?
You still there? Her internet's been kind of like choppy off and on this morning as well. So maybe it's just a quick.
Hello?
There you are.
Can you hear me now? Yeah. Oh, okay. It's been breaking up my internet since this morning. I think I am in a 8.
An 8. Cool. So now what we can do is we can average. So our average is 6.25 plus 6 plus 16 divided by 4 is 7.06. So that's our average, and so this is this number is used as part of our decision making, especially. So let's say we make a decision today. You know, if we were like a 4 as an average, that would affect our decision in relationship to, like, we might want to review that decision at a time where we're feeling a little better, you know. So it's part of like just noting how we're doing in general. All right, so let's see what's next. How long do we have? I
got 2 hours today as well.
Yes, I have 2 hours too.
So 2 hours for, oh, these are different people. So
Anaclara.
2 hours, Anaclara, 2 hours. How about you, Nelly?
I have 3 hours
2, 3 hours, okay. So I think,
or more. Today I'm free.
possibly more. Okay, so I think this is good. So let's shoot for an hour and a half and then start wrapping up. So that would be we have 1 hour would be the goal. So wrap up at 1:30. UTC minus 6 America's time. And now you're doing timekeeping, so cool. So yeah, that would be good. And remember to remind us, like, even early. So like maybe reminder at 1:20 or 1:25. Wait, no, this is totally wrong. It's 3:30, right? Because we start at 2 o'clock, so an hour and a half will be 3:30. So reminder,
Yes.
like 3:20 or 3:25.
Okay, it's going to be. So it's just going to be 1 hour.
Yep.
Okay, so 3:20.
Unless you guys
Okay.
want it, so if you guys say 2 hours here, I'm assuming that's 2 hours from the beginning. We're already almost a half an hour in. So if you guys want to do 2 hours from now, do a full 2.5 hours. That would give us more time. But if we want to be done in 2 hours, then that would give us 1 hour to do as much as we can. Does that make sense?
Yes. So it's going to be 3.
Yeah. So does that sound good to everybody? That we have 1 hour to do how much we can. We're all on the same page.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. So desired
So
outcomes. Desired outcomes for the
4:20.
meetings. This is what we want to get out of the time here today. I would start by just saying that we want to review
4:20.
our EXA work and priorities. So I think that's important, and then we want to sort of review. I think we really we need to get the training systems going. It's very important. We need to get the and then we'll just review set up training async training systems going. So review setup of our Andromeda team. So that's what I have. What about you guys? Where are you at as far as so raw as far as desired outcomes? Like, what do you guys want to get out of this time, this hour we have together?
I think that for me at least, the most important thing is to move forward and keep doing like maybe little tasks, but the overall result is going to move forward. The whole team. That's
so
my desired outcome in general.
Our team forward. Sweet. So I think that's very alignment with what I'm talking about, because we're going to be reviewing and moving forward with our EXA work priorities, and then moving forward with our Andromeda team setup. So yeah, that sounds good. Is there anything else people want to add to desired outcomes? What we want to get out of this time?
I believe that with the trend that we are having right now and with your explanations, we are moving. We're moving like on a steady step. So yeah. I think it's cool. I believe that also like taking care of small tasks and getting to the macro results. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna do fine.
Cool. Awesome. All right. So this would be, so we do the EXA review. This would include overall. This would include value tracking. So it'd be weekly. There's both past and present, past. And then we also want to get into maybe monthly and plan and documentations. And from here, from documentations reporting. All right, so then this is all.
We're going to check today about video indexing. We thought it was going to be important and to discuss that.
Yeah, so that's going to be getting our async training systems going is video indexing. So this is basically video indexing. Let's make sure we get that done. And then we want to do some Andromeda team setup. So like review where we are in the setup process, and then continue moving forward, including moving into our our 720 evaluation processes can be important. Cool. So I think this is our topics for the day. And then we'll start wrap up. And you see here, like spending a half an hour. I know it seems like a long time. So in a 2-hour meeting, you spend a half an hour getting everything set up, right? So we just went through all the setup, the desired outcomes. We're reviewing our topics, and we want to get agreement on this. And that takes a half an hour. It's very normal for it to take a half hour. And then wrap up is just as important. It takes a half an hour to do the wrap up. But this is where all the meat and potatoes are, right? It's where the tofu is in terms of like, actually being organized, getting everything set up, and it makes everything go way faster and better overall. So I know it takes extra time, but if you think about what we're actually here to do, we're here to make sure our tasks are set up, our next steps are set up, that we're evaluating and organized and tracking our value. I mean, the wrap up and the setup is literally like the most important parts. So most people ignore all that and they just get totally bogged down in all the confusing mess of all the just different things and topics. But we got to keep organized. So over time, you'll see how having the structure of the space will actually make things happen much, much faster. And also we're able to, because remember, we're not dealing with just us. We're dealing with literally 30, 40, 50 different projects and organizations. So we have to be super duper duper organized and super duper duper clear about things. And again, this is overkill as far as a buddy team goes. Once you get into a double team, it makes a little sense to have an agenda. And certainly for triple teams, but it's like, the reason why we go to the extra effort is because we want to learn. It's part of the training, is to learn how to set up an agenda, because eventually you'll be, doing breakouts and coordinating meetings on your own in Spanish, hopefully, because we'll get the whole Spanish network going up. All right, so let's jump into exit reviews. So this is going to be marked as a time. So we are at, let's see, so we started at the video at 2:09 and we are at 30. So this is going to be at minute 21. So minute 21. We're starting the exit review. So the goal here is that basically exit is an example of a client. This is a client or a project that we're support, organizational support. So it doesn't have to necessarily be EXA. It could be any project or organization, but we're doing EXA for now. So the question for the review is sort of like, where are we now? What do we need to do, especially on like the overall level to start with, and then we'll go into specifics. So the main two things here is we know we have, so if I go to the top here, go to our Super Drama team, we know we have two systems, we have three things set up. We have our internal plan right here. So this is for EXA, and then we have two systems set up now, which is very exciting. Let's go back here. Boom. What? I only brought one. So basically, this is our internal plan for what we want to do with EXA, right? But we need to go further than this. So the next step, as far as moving forward, next step, and this is primarily for Anaclara as the client manager. But we all need a help, and we're all responsible for this in general. So next steps. So this is going to be basically a front. What's the best word? A front end, plan of execution for the client. Okay, so we want to basically take this plan that we created internally for us. So if you look at this plan, right? It's it's pretty long. I don't know, like 5, 6, 7 pages. 7 pages is pretty long. So the original plan that we had from the is right here. So it was like a quarter page, half page. This is basically the original plan that we had for the client, right? And then they hired us, right? So now what we want to do is we want to create not a 7-page plan, but maybe we go from basically a quarter, half page to like a full page, maximum 2 pages. Like we do not want a very long plan. So this would be maximum 2 pages. So it could be anywhere from like, maybe 1 page to maximum 2 pages. And
okay.
So the difference
if we don't get to resume 2 pages, could we possibly do like different plans?
No, it's just like, so here's our plan, right? This is our internal
Okay.
plan. Our internal plan is going to be very detailed. We're going to go through every single thing, who's doing it, what's going on, how it's going to happen,
Okay.
links to all the information. I mean, this is how we function. And then on top of this plan, we have within here all of our systems and processes. Every single system that we do to accomplish the plan will also have its own document, right? So we now have 2 systems that we're now functioning with. And
Okay.
each of these are going to have its own document. So, and that'll also be linked to the plan too. So contents of plan, maybe, I don't know where we want to put the systems, but maybe right here. So systems that we have. Right. So
I can do like a draft,
yeah.
and we can check it out together, and we do the corrections that are needed.
And if you look at our original proposal, right? So we want to make sure that it's you basically use this proposal. So this would, you want to use our logos and everything and make it. It doesn't need to be perfect. Just like, make it look presentable. And then you're going to focus on this section right here is the actual implementation and schedule. But we're just increasing it. So instead of 1 line on week 1 and 2, we want to kind of do a little bit more, like, this is, or maybe this is not, we're done, and we're just going to focus on week 2 and 3, right? So the idea is like, we want to kind of open it out a little bit and give a little bit more detail of how we're moving forward and progressing so that the client is very pleased. And just so you guys know, in this context of this process, we should give it a name. So basically, this is part of the client management, right? Management. So this is why Anaclara is responsible for this, and then Isaac can help, and me and Isaac can help with the liaisoning. But our boss. So if you think about it, our boss within EXA is Tere. And Tere lives in Finland. He lives in Finland. And his boss would be Exceli. So then Exceli is the CEO, right? And Tere is the director of operations. Okay, so we will be presenting this plan of how we're going to move forward to Tere, and we should probably do that by the end of the week, minimally at the beginning of next week. So we've gone 2 weeks, so there's 2 things. One is the front end plan of execution, and then the second one is like, basically a report of accomplishments. Okay, so we need this should be a live doc where we're always updating our progress. Okay. So we want to basically send both of those. This would be like, this is where we're going. This is our plan of moving forward for the next couple weeks, right? And this is what we've accomplished, right? So we want to get this all. Then the other thing here, which it's a little bigger than client management, which is basically overall team value tracking and not really reporting, but just like work tracking, right? So this is going to be for our time and deliverables, right? So, and we'll cover this more in a minute, but we need to be, presenting to EXA all the work we're doing as a team and getting paid for it, right? And this includes client billing. We need to be billing for it, and this should really be happening, minimally weekly, but like daily/weekly, right? So for example, we can see exactly how much this costs for today. So we did 2 hours, and we have the four of us, how much is the value at, right? And we would have a value for this meeting, and we can add it to our bill, right? So are you guys sort of on the same page of how these are very, very important?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So this we need to figure out a little bit more, but I think we can do it within our next process. So any questions on the client management?
No.
I'm fine. I will work on it.
Yeah, sure. I think that we need to work on the formats, like the spreadsheets that we need, and going a little bit deeper on that.
Well, the client management is primarily for Anaclara. So we should all help Anaclara with this. You know, obviously I'm going to be helping. You know, we can start getting these reports going on, and also, you know, the actual front end plan. The front end.
Let me think about that, and I will present like an option or a system or something, and we can start from there. So we can have like something to talk over.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's already done. It's just a matter of doing the work. So, you know,
Yes.
this is our internal plan, and we have all the information. We know exactly what we're going to do. It's just not presentable. Do you see the difference? So all we need to do is take all this information, instead of being this gobbledygook of 7 pages, just reduce it down to a simple summary in 1 page, or even like a half page, right, for our plan, so that we can just update the client, okay?
Okay.
And hopefully we could do that. So, you know, I'll just mention here, you know, use our plan and the original proposal to make a presentable plan to our boss. Okay? We want to be professional, and that's what you got to do. Is got to keep the boss updated on the plan, and they can give input, see if there's changes they want to make. You know, we can also mention that we are changing the project management systems up a week or 2 based on input, right? Based on input. I mean, that's important that we're professionally interacting with them and changing our plan to based on their needs. Okay, so I think that's it for any other questions on the client management?
I'm fine.
We're good. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So then the next one we're going to review is our weekly reporting, weekly contribution tracking. All right, and I think this can be, we can cover the overall value team tracking within the weekly contribution tracking a bit, you know. So cool. So let's start with the link to the system. So it's this system right here. Here's the system. We would go into the system, and then we would review for today. So in general, I can review generally. It starts on Fridays. Me and Isaac are responsible for making sure that the bot sends that the automatic announcement goes to everybody about, you know, filling out the form. And then we just hopefully people fill it out. And then Mondays is where, you know, we actually go and make sure that people have filled out the form, and then send out personal messages to anyone who hasn't filled out the form on Slack. So this is on Slack. And Tuesdays is where it gets a little bit more detailed. This is what happened yesterday. We look at the results of the form tabulation. We see, we update the worker tracker levels, the weekly log, and the value squared of deliverables, people have them. And then we send emails to people who haven't filled it out. And then Wednesday, which is today, me and Isaac, we have to go and personally call and talk to them. And actually there's still something that Jorge and Nelly can do, is you can still check here. You can still check this part. You can do the weekly tracking manual log, right? So this can still happen here. And then also you can still do this if somebody updated, you know, you can update the actual data.
Okay.
And then for anybody who didn't do it, it's mine and Isaac's responsibility to contact them. So this is a task for me to do today. So we go back to buddy teams, J, tasks. Jay and Isaac, you know, we need to call the people who didn't respond to the contribution form. All right. And we technically have 2 days. I mean, if we don't get it done today, we can do it tomorrow as well. We can call it today and tomorrow. Cool. So, so we just did a quick review of that. I think we should spend a few minutes and actually do this, right? Do you guys have any questions on it?
So
No?
far, I think that if we have questions, we'll ask you on the go. Correct?
Yeah. Cool. All right. So yeah. So, and just to review the weekly tracking manual log. You know, I did look at it earlier today, and you know, we did. Jorge did agree. Did do it. So we need to check all of these to see if they filled out the
Do we
form.
need to send them again an email?
No, this is today would be did we call them, right? And this is going to be Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, 26/27. And me and Isaac.
We received an email from Jorge.
We did. We received it from Jorge. He did it. So I don't know about anyone else. I'm assuming that maybe they didn't, but it's possible that they did. So we'll have to check. So we want to keep checking on that to make sure to see if we did. And then the other thing here is us. So FCAN Unity, this is us. And so I report my hours because I have one contract with them that's just for me. And then we have an additional contract for them for all of us, right? So we're going to go through this next and actually think about how this gets done and make sure that we're filling out the form as well on behalf of our entire team because we want value as well. So let's, I think the best thing to do here would potentially be to break up into buddy teams. That would be my proposal, is that we could do a quick, you know, 3 to 5 minute buddy team breakout, and then, you know, Nelly and Jorge could, you know, work on the value tracking, and then Anaclara and Jay can work on the client management. All right, I think that would be good. So before we do that, let's finish up this right here. So let's do this for the overall tracking, and then let's also quickly review the past tracking. Okay.
I'm sorry.
So,
one question. Isn't it better just maybe do another appointment to break into body teams so we can now like take advantage on the time we have? Because I don't think 5 minutes will be enough.
Well, but that's something we could do in our buddy team. We could actually schedule our buddy team meeting.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You know?
Great.
So obviously 5 minutes is not enough, but it gives that, and it also allows us to empower each other. And like, you know, technically speaking, 5 minutes is 10 minutes between both teams, you know, because you're doubling the amount of time that you're spending with each other. So it's an efficiency thing, but we're not quite there yet. I mean, maybe we won't even get to it if we get, you know, dig deeper in this stuff, right? And remember, timekeeping, you know, you know, it does take we kind of lose track of time sometimes. So let's see where we're at. So the next thing here is this overall team tracking. So overall value contribution tracking for FQN Unity. Okay, the cyber org. I'll write it out so you can see it's cyber org. Okay. So this is going to be its own system, and what we need to think about. So we're going to need to create a doc. So create a doc for this system, and it's going to start with, you know, I believe it's going to start with our work reporting. So everyone's got to do their work reporting, right? And then it's going to go into our weekly spreadsheet for the teamwork. Let's see if I can find that. Andromeda, is it here or not? At the bottom, maybe. Yeah, so this is the spreadsheet for team work hours and pay. So I think this is the best place to start. So for example, let's go to so if we go into the actual ledger, all right, and we still need to get Jorge in there. We know Jorge did his. This is April 14th through 20th, right? And so this is where the things that we need to work out on the system reside. is that if the week is April 20th here like that, and our week is, so April 9th through 15th is obviously not applicable. It's April 16th through 22nd. So if we go here and we say so this is the EXA week, and our FQN/Unity week is equal to April 16th through 22nd, 16th to 22nd. What I would propose is that we just have these be equal. So basically, we track and report 2 days late on our reporting. So we would be reporting on basically Sundays instead of Fridays. That's what I would propose, and that keeps it simple for us. Does that make sense?
That's the one we just reported, correct? The one on the April the 16th to the 22nd, correct?
This is our internal work tracking for us, right? For FQN community, right? And this is the EXA tracking. So this is the external EXA tracking time, okay? So they do April 14th through 20th, we do April 16th through 22nd. So I just say that we say these are equal to each other and we just don't worry about it. And then so what this would mean is that for the first week as April 14th through 20th, what we would do is we would come into ours, right? And right now we track all of the hours worked. And so we would want to break this down into, this would includes J, and then maybe have another one that is, excluding J. Right, so then we would just sum this up, be a sum of everybody except for J. Oops. So that'd be 43 hours that we spent in this week. And then if we add in the previous week, it'd be 18.5 hours. So if you add both of those up, 43 plus 18.5 is 61.5 hours. Okay, so technically speaking, oh no, what is this? I'm losing it. I'm losing it. No. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So technically speaking, we could report we can track 2 EXA up to 61.5 hours for last week. Right? I'm not sure if we want to do that. Like another thing to think about is that technically speaking, our goal is to, bill them for, half. Well, so we're doubling our time. So when we build them, and this goes back to client billing right here when we're doing the client billing, we're going to be billing them for, so every time we pay somebody like $10 an hour, we're going to be billing for $20 an hour. Right, so we bill double because there is more than just the client work. Right, so in that context, we could say the 61.5 hours, we could divide it by 2 and basically do 30 hours. So we could do 30 hours, or maybe it's somewhere in between, like 30 plus 15 is like 45 hours. Maybe it's 45 hours. But we want to track our hours. I mean, it's just very important that we are sharing with them how many hours that we are working as a team so that it's tracked and that we get tokens for that. So what do you guys think? I mean, this is kind of a question. Do we tell them all of our hours, the full 61.5 hours? Or do we just do 30 hours or 45 hours? I mean, I just don't know yet. I'm not sure.
I do not understand quite well the difference. Shouldn't we bill the whole hours, all of them?
The reason,
Yeah,
the reason why we might not bill all of the hours is because as a team, the Andromeda team, so Andromeda team, right? And it's not even just the Andromeda team. This is the entire Andromeda team, the FQN network, and this is our global team, etc. All of the teams. You know, we have a huge responsibility to complete the EXA client tasks, right? But it's not our only responsibility. We also have responsibility for ourselves and to support and organize the FQN community network. This includes our investor relations, right, and bringing money and getting other clients. I mean, we're not going to survive if all we do is only support EXA. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's
So-
correct. So
we
I
need to
think we
run
should
our
only
own
bill
business.
the hours that are for them.
Yeah, so we would only bill the hours that are for them, exactly. So the question is, I think the easiest way is saying that half of all the hours that we do are just obviously for them, right? And that's just like by definition, possibly more, maybe, I mean, right now it's really a little more. We're doing a lot of training, just getting set up specifically to help them. So, but then there is some time that we're spending on ourselves and time that we're spending on just, you know, overall support of the network. And so that might be slightly different. So, you know, we could try to go into detail and track exactly. We could try to track exactly the number of hours spent on EXA-related work, but I think that would just be too difficult, especially right now, because it's so intertwined, you know? Like the vast majority of what we do is EXA. So I would say, but I think the easiest thing to do is say that of the total, we have 100% of the FQN/Unity work is overall, right? And then of that 100%, we could say currently, like, what, 65% is on EXA and 35% is, you know, internal. That's it. Is that a pretty good breakdown for now? And then every week it might change. Like some weeks we might spend more time on EXA, some weeks less time, right? So if we had the first week was 61.5 hours, and we multiply that by 65%, so 61.5 times 65% would be 40 hours. So that'll be 40
Maybe
hours.
for the future, what we can do is just set up meetings and for particular things like this meeting is like for Unity, and tomorrow the meeting will be only about EXA, and that way we can track better.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, so like one day we could focus on one thing, and one day we could focus on. I think. Yeah.
As we have like the Thursdays meeting, like the whole Americas team, we can have like on Tuesday only EXA, on Wednesday like with themes, so we can track better.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we could try that. It's always difficult because everything's interrelated,
Yes.
you know? So, I mean, as far as EXA concerned, we could easily just say all of our hours are applicable because they are. I mean, they technically are. The more we organize ourselves, the more it supports EXA.
And we are organizing around them. If this was another client, probably we were organizing in a whole new way. And the day we have another client, we will have to do a lot of this stuff again. So
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, like, let's think about this. You know, we're gonna have to make a determination. I think this is one good way of doing it, is just estimating the percentage of the breakdown, and then, you know, so I mean, obviously we're a minimum of 100% time. So if you looked at our weekly, where is it? So this will be here. Did you see the weekly breakdown? So the value tracking ledger, you know, we would have FQN/Unity, professional ops, right? And then this can actually be FQN/Unity as well. And we could say for this week it was a minimum of 100%, but maybe we want to do even more than that. So, but we know at least it's 100%. And then here we could have no, let's just leave it like that. Cool. So, and then maybe we make it yellow because we're not sure yet. We're still considering what we want to do with that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I think that has we have a couple ideas here. We haven't 100% decided how we're going to deal with that all, but I think overall we're pretty good. So let's go on to the next topic. Are there any other questions on that one?
No, we should move forward because we are past like the time for this.
Yeah. Okay. So where are we next? So the next one was we did the current weekly tracking. So now so this is done. This needs a doc. If someone could create a doc, this is a task. Create a doc for this system. Exit past value tracking, plan systems, and tasks. So this is the new system that we just made. There's 4 docs here. This is our new value tracking ledger. This is April 14th through 20th. So this is not applicable. We're going to do the week before this. Oh no, this is the current weekly one. So this is good. And then this is our past weekly value tracking tracker. So this is the most important document here. So this is the deliverable. Deliverable is this. Okay. Oh, and we also want to make sure within this that we're also tracking deliverables. Client. Okay. So do you guys understand what we're doing here? We're basically, like, we want to create this tracking ledger for the past. It starts with a week of April 13th, 6th through 13th. And then it goes backwards, right? And then here we have the reporting. So this is the past weekly tracker that we did before. That has at least those 3 weeks. And then we also have the results spreadsheet from previously. So these are all the results that we had that we can go through and make sure all this is tracked. And again, it's column F that has the actual data. You guys have questions on that as far as like how the past tracking works? Jorge, Nelly, Anaclara?
I'm fine.
Not so far. I'm just reading here the personal work tracking and pay sheet. Yep.
Are you making that doc?
No, I'm checking another document because I was checking yesterday's documents and I have one link over here which says personal work tracking and pay sheet. But yeah, I was checking that one.
Cool. All right. So I mean, this is something that we want to get that done and accomplished here. So
yeah.
So again, there's 3 things now, right? So one of them is the weekly ongoing core team tracking, right? And the other one is our internal tracking and reporting. And then we have the past weekly tracking. So this is or past value tracking, right? And this is starting with the weekly. Okay? And this is for the past.
All right.
And then what's going to happen here is we're going to go into the monthly one is the next one. So monthly weekly tracking is we do have, oh wait, this is the same document. So that's weekly. So this is also weekly as well. So I would just delete that, or not delete it, but say it's the wrong link. So we need link here. So so this goes into the past form. So we have this past form where people actually broke down how much they did on a quarterly and monthly basis. So we actually have some pretty good monthly data. on backtracking. So we're gonna want to do that for past tracking, and that'll be the next process. So when we look at these processes, it's basically like all the past value tracking in systems. And then within that, there are subsystems. One is the weekly past value tracking, and then you have the monthly / quarterly. Right, we might eventually break up monthly and quarterly. So are there any questions on that? I mean, obviously we need to find that document. That's another task. So task, find the monthly / quarterly value tracking docs. And this is my task. So basically it's exactly the same thing as the weekly, except for the monthly and quarterly. And the overall goal for all these, so the goal is to basically, you know, highlight in yellow what is missing. So we want to add all of the data that we have, and then anything that's missing we highlight in yellow, and then we know we need to track it down. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah, like we did yesterday.
Like we did yesterday, yeah. It's very similar to, yeah, so we're missing everything here, right? It's like, yikes. But when we do good things, for example, this one, boom. So here's the part that's missing, and everything else is green, or it's red. Red means it's like it's gone. We don't want it anymore, right? So red means that we're not even looking for it anymore. We know we're not going to get it. We don't want it, right? Yellow means we're still trying to figure it out. Okay. So yeah. So that's I think pretty clear. I'm excited about it. It's a lot of work. I mean, this could be a couple weeks of work alone. You know. And it's a lot. So, but this is basically we're creating the master ledger. So then after we know what's missing, then we can find it, find what is missing. So we have to talk to people, and then we can build the master ledger. It's very exciting. Awesome. All right, so that's that. The next one after this is going to be monthly EXA network contribution tracking systems. Okay, so the weekly for the core team. So the core team is exactly 20 people. The EXA network is a lot bigger, and so this is you know, there's a lot more people involved in that, but we still need to do this, and we're only going to do it monthly. So only once a month do we go to the bigger network and try to start tracking people involved in the bigger network. But at the end of the month, so the end of the month of April / beginning of May. So basically we're going to redo this exactly the same process that we do for the weekly core team tracking. We're going to do for the monthly core team tracking. So this will be its own doc. So we need to create a doc for this. So create a doc. So create a doc for this one. We need to create a doc. Create a doc for this one as well. Awesome. But it's going to be pretty simple because we already have a plan for the weekly. The monthly is basically the same. It's just like a larger number of people. So instead of like 20, it might be like, you know, an additional 30 plus people, which is a total of like 50 total. 50 plus total. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so that'll be the next step on the value tracking. And it's coming up pretty soon because it's basically the end of April right now. The beginning of May, we're going to do that. All right, so I think that we are good on this. I would recommend that we break up into these buddy teams and actually start doing some of this work. So me and Anaclara can start looking at the client management, make a plan. So how we're going to accomplish this, how we can accomplish this. And then for Nelly and Jorge, you guys can actually, you know, do the weekly, work on the weekly value tracking and play around with the past and the present, and then play around with it. And then if you have those problems, you can ask me questions and we'll get it all figured out. Okay?
Sure, if we have any questions, we'll ask you.
Excellent. Okay. So let's just do, I don't know, like 5 minutes. And just make sure we check it out. So I'm going to go to the secondary hangout. Okay? Anaclara,
Okay.
so me and you go to the
Me
second
too.
day?
Will you give me the link via Skype?
Sure, yeah, it's right here at the top of our team doc with the breakout links. But yeah,
Okay.
I can Skype it to you as well.
Give me 1 second. Okay.
Hey, Anaclara.
Hi.
How's it going?
Pretty well.
Cool. Awesome. So I love these breakout sessions because I feel like we get a lot more detailed. So
It will be really well for me because I'm really sleepy today, and when we are a lot of people, I get
yeah,
like distracted a lot. So
exactly. All right.
So-
So they're having some problems, but we're gonna let them work it out. So our focus here is on the client management. Briefly, I feel like we could just really break it down into two things. One is report of accomplishments, and I think that would be perfect for me to do. So I could take on the reporting of the accomplishments and get that started. And then on the front end plan, I think you said you were going to do the draft, and so
yeah, I will do it tomorrow, so we can have it for our meeting. At least just to share it with the other people.
nice.
And maybe we can like, I don't know, schedule a meeting on Friday, like before our body team session.
All right, let's look at my
so
calendar.
We can move forward with that, like the two of us on Friday.
Yeah. So Friday, yeah, I could. Oh, that's interesting. The Andromeda team says it stops on Thursday. It's probably just because I'm gonna add one more day. Edit. Edit at 11. There we go. Yeah, so yeah, I think we could do Friday right before the Andromeda, like at it would be 1 p.m. America's time.
Yeah, that's great for me.
Okay, so let's add that in there. So this would be Buddy, Team, Jay, and Anaclara.
So then we can work on the draft and on the correction or comments of the whole team.
Exactly, and I mean, I think ideally we would actually report on Friday, like because Friday is reporting day, right? So if we could report this Friday on the first 2 weeks of like what we did. So this is what we did. So I have basically a couple paragraphs on the first week, on the second week. I mean, mainly we just started our sprint. We got our team set up. We started getting the value tracking going. And then we have the plan. This is what we're planning on doing for the next few weeks, right? I think it would be very impressed in seeing what real organization looks like.
Great. So I set up Asana today. So maybe after we had this plan, we can start to using it in order to like have tasks for everyone regarding EXA.
Great. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So the Asana for the Andromeda team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So in the way we're going to do Asana for now is that, for example, the global team might have their own Asana, and then we might, each team can do Asana, but we just don't have the money to make one big Asana. It's just too much money,
Yeah, that's great. I have it for America's team.
Yeah.
It was like really enough. We can actually add more people if we want. And I don't know. I think it's great in order to move forward with EXA, like in real tasks.
Yeah,
like,
I think overall we have to keep it under 15 people for the Asana team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yes.
So that should be.
I sent the link only for the one for us.
Yeah. So you can invite all of us to that Asana if you would like to get it started. So, and then tell us how to log in. I'll kind of get jazzy jazz.
I already did. You should have received an email by now, like today earlier. And we should tell the other guys so they can.
Did you use our
check for that email too?
Like we don't have. Oh, here we go. Here's the Asana, and see how it's called the EPCO Community Network Asana. We want to change that to just the
America's team.
Yeah, the Andromeda team Asana. Yeah.
Okay, I will change it. That's cool.
Awesome.
And we can use it on next week and onwards. Just to have like real tasks and like particular things to do so we can move forward with this client.
Yeah, great. Okay, that's exciting. So I think we're good to go. Should we go back and connect with Nelly and Jorge, or is there any other details we should check on?
For me, this is fine. Let's go back with them.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay, great.
Oh wait, one other thing that's important is the client billing. So this we actually didn't cover. So there's two parts. There's one is the overall value tracking. So we track our time, and then we'd say, okay, 65%, 100%, whatever the amount of time that we're going to tell them that we spent on supporting EXA. So that's one part of it. But then the other part is actually billing the client. And so this is a whole other system that we need to set up. I think we either need to do it as a group, or maybe we could do it in our buddy team on Friday. But basically, I would like to do daily billing, at least every few days, and also weekly billing for sure, as often as possible. And it's all internal. I mean, it's an internal process. We have, the $3,000 in the Bitcoin, right, in the Bitcoin wallet. But then
maybe.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I interrupt.
No, it's fine.
The thing is. Sorry that I interrupt, but the thing is, I don't know if the amount of money that we are handling right now actually makes sense to do daily billing. Maybe we can do it weekly or monthly, but it's not like a huge amount of money in order to do a daily billing. I don't know if I understand quite well.
Yeah, I mean, I can explain it in more detail later, but basically there's 3 accounts.
Okay.
So here are the Bitcoin wallets, right? So the way that I structure our relationships with a lot of businesses, not all of them, but basically there's $3,000, and this is a shared Bitcoin wallet, right? So anything left in this wallet is unspent, right? So this is unspent money, right? And this is basically the client's money. This is not our money, right? So then from there, the second Bitcoin wallet, I'll put a number, so this is the first one. And the second Bitcoin wallet is basically funds that have been committed. So this would be specifically like our budget. How much of the $3,000 that basically we couldn't give back if they canceled the contract, right? So this would be money that we potentially could cancel and give the money back, right? But overall, it's complicated. It's more complicated because we've committed the money, we've got to pay people out, et cetera, right? So then the third is this is money spent. So money spent is actually like, this is our internal budget at this point. So if we spend the money, we get the money, and then we get to decide how it's spent. Whereas the first 3,000 is not our money; it's their money still, right?
Okay.
So we need to, we want to get as much money as we can as fast as possible into the spent category, right? And then remember, the spent category is that we bill, X number of hours, at, for example, about $10 an hour, right? And then we charge $20 an hour or plus, maybe more, right? So in that context, this is where we're actually making money here, right? And then from that money, we're able to create our own. Then we have our own internal budget. This is our own internal budget, whereas this is an external budget right here. This is an external budget based on the work. This is the proposed budget. This is the proposed budget. So does that sort of make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, we want to get
we can
the money.
go on it on Friday, and we can like share a screen and check all those.
Yeah.
numbers.
So basically, what we want to do is we want to get the money out of this wallet and into these wallets. So the first thing would be just to determine how much money we've committed so far in the overall budget. Get that transferred. And see how much money is left, and this would go in the report. So the report that I would report back to Exit would be like, this is how much money that's been committed, this is how much money we've spent so far, and this is how much money is, like, if they cancel the contract, they could still have back, right? So, and this is something we want, and this is something we want to be updating basically in real time, like as much as possible, like at least weekly, like minimum would be weekly, but we can justify a large expense, then we can just take the money out of the committed and put it into the spent, as soon as possible. It's really fast. It takes like 30 seconds to do it, maybe like a minute or two. So, yeah, let's do it for Friday. Let's just make this happen on Friday.
Okay.
Maybe we could even,
great.
I think I probably could move our meeting up a half an hour, so we do an hour and a half instead of just 1 hour. You want to try to do that?
Yes. Yeah, so that will be 12:30 p.m.
Yeah, it would be 12:30.
Like 12:30 America's time.
Yeah. So I mean, let's give it a try. Oh, and let me make sure I invited you. What's your email again? So this is Anaclara. Let me find your email so I can invite you to this.
Do you want me to spell it for you?
Sure, if you want to.
COCA.
Oh, there it is. It came up.
Okay.
COCA. Oh no, why isn't it linked? Clicking on it. COCA. Okay, so invite, save, send. All right, cool. So now it's on your calendar too. All right, so we have a plan. We covered everything now. Anything else for you?
No, I'm really fine.
Okay, cool. So let's go back to the other group hangout. Okay.
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 See you there.
See you there.
Y no sabemos quién más mandó la forma, ¿ok? Entonces tenemos que ver quién más mandó su forma ahí mismo para llenar ese formato.
Pero no era en el que estábamos colocando lo de los entregables.
No, o sea, sí, ahí en ese.
¿Por qué no compartes tu pantalla y la abres tú y yo miro dónde los estás abriendo? Porque...
Ok.
¿Listo? Entonces voy a dejar de compartir la mía.
Aguanta. Sí. Ay, ¿dónde está para compartir mi pantalla? Compartir pantalla. Ok. Okay. So, ¿te das cuenta que es este? Este es uno, el de la semana pasada, este es el que estamos haciendo. Este es el del otro. Entonces aquí vemos quién dio nuevos resultados, si alguien mandó nuevos resultados. Ayer nos quedamos en 14, 24. Mira, aquí está. Andrew mandó.
Pero no necesitamos la anterior para actualizarla.
Espérame.
En
¿Por qué se me regresa?
Que han ido reportando cada cosa.
Sí, pero ¿dónde estaba esa? Aquí está, el 21. Tere. Jorge llenó las cosas y ¿dónde quedó esa información?
Just so you guys know we're back. Oh wait. Just so you guys know we're back, and if you have any questions, just let us know. You know, estamos aquí. Listo a ayudar como necesitamos.
Okay. Okay, we were checking because we couldn't find the document. I mean, we wanted to update with the new information, but we don't see the document. There are a lot of documents.
So with the weekly exit core contribution, there's four. There's four spreadsheets, and it's the main one is the weekly tracking manual log based on the spreadsheet results, and then you want to put everything in the ledger, and then you want to do the value squared if there are value squared options. So these are the four. These are the four. There's the spreadsheet results, and then yes or no, did they fill it out? And then this is the actual data that they filled out as far as their time tracking, and then this is the deliverables tracking. So what spreadsheet are you missing?
I think Nelly's sharing the screen and we are checking.
Yeah, it's just that I don't. Give me just 1 second.
Do you want me to go through with you guys again right now, just as far as like the weekly tracking process?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's just do it again real quick, and let's be sure to, what do you call it, index this. So this is going to be a quick review of the weekly, oh wait, I'm in the wrong place. The weekly core team contribution tracking for EXA. So what time are we at right now?
We should be wrapping up this so we can start our meeting wrap up, maybe, like in a few minutes.
Okay, but yeah, let's.
In like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We should definitely start wrap up soon. But let's do this really quick because this is important to get done because it's a task that we have to do today. You know, it's like part of our today's tasks. So I'm gonna do a quick review. Where are we? So we started at 2:09. So we're at 1 hour and 11 minutes. I don't know. Can anyone calculate that? What time we're at right now? We started at 2:09. 2:09, and now it is 3.
1 hour 15.
27. So that's 1:15. All right.
Yes.
So there's our index. Okay. So the first thing I do is I open the weekly exit core team contribution tracking system, right, which is linked off of our direct Andromeda double team doc, super team doc, and then I would go down to today, which is Wednesday, and we have Jorge and Nelly is looking at the results of the form. So I'd actually go to, I like to actually open the weekly tracking manual log first, just to kind of see where we're at, because maybe someone already did it. It's like, you know, why do it again if someone already did it? But we have these blank spots, so these need to be filled in. So the way that we fill those in is we see if they filled out the form. And the way we see if they filled out the form, we go to the spreadsheet of the results of the form. And here are the results. And you can see here that the last person who filled it out was Jorge, and they filled it out yesterday based on the email. And then no one else filled it out, right? So basically what we could assume here is that all of these are no. And so we would just mark them all no and then make them red. Okay, so it's, I mean, this is a quick, easy thing we could do during our meetings even. And now it's the next step in the process is for Jay and Isaac to call everybody and personally contact them individually with audio, you know, some type of audio message, and then state here yes that we did that. Okay, and then we're going to do another one here. Insert to the left, from the audio call. And this would be Wednesday. Okay, and this
we need to wrap up.
Oh yeah, we'll wrap up. But I'm just doing a quick little training here just so you guys can see how this works.
Yeah.
So and then this is their last chance to do this, and if they don't do it on the last day, then that's it.
Yeah, but where are those ones? I remember that we did those documents, but I don't remember the links. Where are those links?
It's all in the and I can even put these links at the very top, right? So
weekly
ESCA
core team contribution. But where is that one?
System. You would just find it directly in our Andromeda.
On the Andromeda? Andromeda, no, it's not that one.
Yeah, in the Andromeda team, in our Andromeda Super Team doc, it would just be under Systems right here, Systems and Processes docs, and this can actually be a heading for EXA heading 2, and eventually we can make lots of headings here and actually have a content. So content. So you go to Systems and Processes docs.
Okay, got it.
EXA Core Team Contribution Tracking System. And then this is the past value tracking systems, including weekly, monthly.
Thank you so much.
Cool. Awesome.
Thank you.
So are you all organized now? We got it?
Yes.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yes.
So
found
for today, we finished it. It's done. I just did it, right? So it's not a lot. It's just we just need to do it every single day to keep up to date on it, and then we will be bugging. I'll be bugging them today. That's my task for today. Let's see if I have it on our list of tasks.
So Jorge, these are the new ones. Axeli, Tere, Andrew, Zachary, and Jorge. Oh no, sorry, just Jorge. Because the day before yesterday we checked, and the only one that is new is Jorge.
Yep, Jorge is the only new one.
Jorge's the only new one.
And I did hear from Anna. Anna said that she's just starting to get back into work. She was in the hospital. She had surgery, so she didn't work last week. So basically, we could assume that she's at 0%. But we would prefer to fill out the form and say 0%. But she was in the hospital, so we can basically assume that she's not going to fill out the form and just mark her at 0%. Yeah.
Okay.
But that she's the only other person I heard back from, so I'm going to go and call the other people and just see how that goes. Awesome. All right, so let's see where we are and check in. So the next topic here was oh, and I want to mention that mine and Anaclara's buddy team went really good. We're going to meet on Friday and go through more of the client support management stuff. But Anaclara did mention that she did set up the Asana. So,
yeah, she did.
Yeah, so that's another task that we all need to do is we all need to get on the Asana. So get everybody onto Asana. So this is everybody. Everybody needs to be on Asana. So and this is our Asana for our team. So this is our Andromeda team Asana. Let's say I tried calling you yesterday and today. Interesting. Okay. So I think that looks good. Let's it was my temporary number. Weird. Okay. So let's go ahead and wrap. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to check in on. The next steps was the next thing here was to get the async training systems going. So this is just a doc. This is a task. You get the master training list doc. If someone wants to sign up to do this, it'd be really helpful to get that doc set up. And then we just need to be doing our video indexing. And so there was a couple other video index that we did today. We think we can find them right here. So we did the EXA review at 21 minutes. And then we did the quick review of the EXA core team value tracking, weekly value tracking at minute, I don't know. But anyways, that needs to be added to the video indexing. Does anyone want to help with the video indexing?
Yes.
have the YouTube feeding?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let me show you guys how the video indexing works again really quick here. And we will see. My computer is not happy right now, though. Close. I can close the Google calendar. I can close the weekly. I can close our Andromeda team. Our internal applicant plan. Done with that. Andromeda team. All right. So hopefully that helped a little bit. All right, now I can. No, it's still spinning. All right. Well, let's just. Does anyone have any questions? If you were able to explain the video indexing, Nelly, that could be helpful to see for people. Write it down. But basically, video indexing. Here, I'll explain it once, and then you explain it. Nelly, you basically are, taking, and I can show you this on here.
Yes.
So on the live event, this is the event itself, right? And then we take
on YouTube.
Link on YouTube, right? And so you would take the link. Oh, wait, is it working even? Google Hangout. It says there's no events. So yeah, my computer is just not happy. I don't think I can use this either. Oh, thinking about it. Right, here it is. Okay, so here's the live event. And I think we linked it at the top here of the document. But you would just take the link and then you would add the number of hours and minutes at the end of it. And then that creates the index link for the training, for the live training. So for example, with here, the quick review of the weekly exit core team tracking, that started at minute, I think it was 1 hour and 15 minutes or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was, but you would just do the link. So it would be this link and then a question mark at the end and then 1 hour, 1H, 15N. Does that make sense?
So I have a question. For all the contents, we are going to do video indexing?
So video indexing is primarily for training.
Okay.
You certainly can do for all the contents for everything, but it's like mainly it's for things that people need to review. So it's like right now we're going over tasks. It's like we don't need to index random discussion of tasks, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if we were able to actually show, instead of a spinning wheel, if I could show how to do video indexing, then that is now a video index training session that we can have a link to, that people could go to that link, watch it for a couple minutes, learn how to do video indexing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, so mainly we're only doing like links. So let's say, for Isaac, he missed today. All he really needs to watch today to be up to speed is the exit review, right? So if he went to minute 21, he can watch the exit review for like a half an hour, and then he gets like the most important gist of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. So I think my computer is just like not happy here. I gotta redo. I don't even know. I'm thinking the best thing to do here is just to quit Safari. And then see if I can get my computer to calm down, because this is out of control. So this is partly where co-facilitation and group facilitation come in. So far I've been doing the facilitation, but over time we're going to learn a little bit more of like collaborative and group facilitation, and so we can all step in with each other. I don't think we have that estimate. No, got it. Let's see what this looks like. One of the other contracts that I'm dealing with. This is the one that was signed. Yeah, it was signed. Look at that. Signed. No, wait. Yep, that's signed. Excellent. Oh, here we go. We're at 61% now. Look at that. I think I can use my computer again. Safari. So anyways, once we get into more shared collaborative facilitation, you guys should be able to pick right up when I get all jacked. So maybe that needs to be a key next step. So let's go to my drive here. JX.net. Then Global American Network. And I'm pretty sure, Nelly, you know how to do the training on the indexing because we went through it yesterday. It's possible we even have an index from yesterday if we had the doc. Has anyone created the doc yet? I mean, can somebody do that? I think I've asked for it almost like 10 times now. It's very silly. All right, so this would be double team. Hello, is anyone there? You guys still there?
Yeah, we're here.
Okay, so I got back on the document, which is good. So the key next step that we need to do is we need to do co-facilitation. Like if my internet goes off, it shouldn't just be silence. Like we should be able to pick up. So that's going to be key. So let's see. So video indexing. Okay. So we're going to do the video indexing training now, and now it's just a matter of indexing this training on video indexing. Okay. So we want to do here, we're doing a video index training, and this would be at, again, I'm not sure. We started at 2:09, and now it is 3:41. So what time is that, right? That's the question. So for the video indexing, right, live during the time, all we need is the time that we start the video index, right, the actual training, right? And so this one, we determined it was 1:15, so 1 hour, 15 minutes. So all you have to do is you would go here to the live feed. Actually, I have it linked at the top. So, oh no, we didn't link the YouTube live feed. So that was a mistake. We forgot to link the YouTube live feed. So this is on our agenda recording broadcast. Make sure the live feed is linked. Can't forget that. So now I have to find it. So I find this by going to YouTube. And it might even say we are live. Does it say we're live? So if I go to my channel, live now. So I click on this, and it should be live now. Say we're live. So if I go to my channel, yeah, we are live now. And then here's the link. So this is the link for the actual YouTube feed. Right? So if I go like this, let's use this one as an example. Right? So this starts at the beginning. It's a minute 0, right? Agenda meeting documentation preparations, about 6 minutes. So then the next one is this quick review. So if I copied and paste that there, and I took it and get rid of just make it normal text, get rid of the link. I don't know why it's that color. Is it possible to make it black? There we go. And then this one is going to be, it's going to be the same video link, but at the end we put a question mark, and we say 1 hour, 15 minutes. I have to remove it, and then put a space. And then that's the link. So now this is forever linked for our video indexing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. So for example, in the exa review, exa client review, this is, we paste here, we go question mark, 21 minutes. Remove. And I'll show how to do this as many times as we need to. I think it's the 4th or 5th time I've showed it, but we'll just keep doing it until everyone understands how to index a video. And so then all of these index videos go into this document right here, the master training list doc that somebody needs to create. It literally should take like 2 minutes to create this doc. So if somebody could take that on as a task, anyone want to take this on? I'll keep asking until it gets done.
I will do it. I'm sorry, I was doing another thing. I will do it, but I do not understand quite well what is this document about.
But you don't need to know what the document's about, you just need to create the doc.
Just with nothing inside?
Sure, nothing inside. It just needs to be created and linked. Like,
okay.
whenever
Only the links inside?
Whenever I say we need to create a doc, it just means we just need a new doc that's linked. We just need to create a doc and linking it and title it. It's called the master training list doc, and then it's titled, and then that's where we're going to be copying and pasting all of these video indexes to paste them into the master training list doc, so that we're able to keep track of it and index it. Because right now all we have it.
I understand.
Yeah, all we currently have is the meeting minutes, right? And so we're just lose them because you like, how do you find them again? That's why we need to index them into the master training list doc. Oh look, it's linked.
There you have.
All right, but that's
Yes.
view. It's view only. And yeah, and we also want to make sure the owner is either UniNet Global or the Americas Community Network.
This is Network Community 47.
Perfect. That's exactly what we want. So just make sure it's everybody can edit it instead of view only, and then we will be good to go on that. And we also need to create a doc for the global core team. And tasks so this video indexing task is just copying all the video indexes that we do for all the meetings into the master training list doc and making sure that the actual links are correct for past videos. So we'll get into that in the future. So this is
so now we should put all these links inside the document.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. So this is the master training list doc. And I actually have a huge list of all of the trainings that need to happen. So I'll look if I can find that. And then we just copy the current trainings in. Perfect, you already did it. Excellent. And there's also some more from yesterday's global meeting and also from this morning. So we just need to keep going. We need to go back and copy and paste all of the, so that's another task. So, to go back.
Okay, I will do that for tomorrow.
Go back through past notes and copy and paste the video index. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the list of trainings and start organizing the master training list. So it's me. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Cool. So we're doing really good on getting our tasks organized. This is all part of wrap up, so we're perfect. Next steps, other next steps you can think of? So obviously we need to do more on the async training systems and Andromeda team setup. So all this is basically next steps. And next steps, if we're doing it properly, we would copy next steps and paste it into the Super Andromeda team so that we have it ready for our next meeting. So this would go right here. Exit view, all that. Yeah, I guess if we don't have any next steps, that just means that we're just covering everything. It means we're doing a really good job. We're doing well. I feel like there was one issue that came up that we might want to address, which was like, organizing our Andromeda team doc. This actually might be part of our setup, right? Because remember, Nellie couldn't find the document here that she needed to find. So we might need to go through and organize the Andromeda team doc to help make it clear.
Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, and this would include like making headings. You know, we're gonna make a contents and make headings. Like this would be the weekly meeting schedule. That could be a heading, and all the different headings could be in here, and then that'll help organize it better. You know. So,
okay.
And then I was gonna add here. So let's see. This is our tax and next steps.
The problem why I couldn't find it was because, for example, in the meeting yesterday with Jorge, we didn't link correct. We didn't link that one. The tracking, the value tracking for EXA to the meeting. That's why, to the document of the meeting. So maybe we just need to link that to the meeting of yesterday. I don't know.
Sure. And
yeah.
And the goal is that in the meeting notes for today, we want to have everything that we need. So I linked it here for the weekly contribution tracking.
Yeah.
Right. And it's also linked here under systems and process docs under the exit review. So I had linked it in our meeting notes twice. Yeah. So the goal is certainly to have it accessible as easily as possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that we also want to put it into your guys' work, your guys' main docs. So anything.
Yes.
Another next, I guess it could even be a task/next step would be that, you know, to update individual main docs with links for responsibilities and our ongoing responsibilities, right? So anything that is going to be like an ongoing responsibility, we'll make sure it's linked in the tasks or directly linked into your main doc. So it's really clear. So that could also be a task kind of thing as well. Yeah, cool. So I think that we're good. I think we're ready to move on. So let's see. So next steps done, tasks done, evaluation. So this would be like what went well, what we could have improved with the meeting.
I believe that just when we got like all the documents, like which document, what kind of document is talking about what, and what we actually need for every single thing that we need when we want to update any document. So I guess we'll be okay. But right now, I think we just need to practice more.
Cool. So do you think that like tomorrow we need to maybe schedule more time to do the work itself? Like maybe schedule more time for buddy team work breakouts?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I think that would be good. Any other things on what went well today? What could be improved? And I already mentioned how I think we should, you know, start talking about co-facilitation and group facilitation and backup facilitation. So yeah, there's some good things here to get. The best way to learn how to help coordinate and group is through just doing it, you know. So we'll start playing around with that. That'll be good for improving. So more group/collaborative facilitation and training. So right now I've been pushing you guys to get on top of being a timekeeper and also to be a note taker. And so the next step is to basically get people to step up to help with the facilitation. And typically what you have like a main facilitator, which would be me, and then you have like a support facilitator or a facilitator. The other term we use is a facilitator in training. So that's good. And then we can start collaboratively working together. So any other things for the evaluation? I think we're ready to move on.
Okay. It's okay for me.
Okay, cool. So next is the meeting value tracking. So meeting value tracking would technically be oh, did anyone get the video index training? Like what is this calculation needs to be made here? And for the meeting value tracking, we have, is 209 to 353. What does that equal? We need to somehow do these calculations. Is anyone working on that? And we could break it down.
Is there a way like we can like I don't know.
So just be 50.
Like every single time that we need to check
so
on a problem, like make a mark on something.
Say again. I don't understand. The mark on what?
Like where we are when you ask us about the timing. So is there any way that we know, for example, okay, right now we're gonna check into a different matter, so we can make like a timestamp on something and
that's what
write it down anywhere.
Yeah, this is the timestamp. So so I just did the calculation. So I took 41 and I minus 9, and I got 1 hour 32 minutes. So 1 hour and 32 minutes is the timestamp in the video for the video index training. And now we're going to do that again. So it's 55. So this is going to be 46. Right. So 1 hour 46 minutes will be the timestamp for the meeting value tracking. 1 hour 46 minutes. And so this is basically, we're going to go over how meeting value tracking works. The best way to do meeting value tracking is just to pull up a previous meeting. So I would just come up to Andrama team. We could pull up our previous meeting from, and this is for today, right? So someone linked that. So then we go to the previous meeting, go down to the bottom. It was right here. This is the meeting value tracking. This is a pretty not very detailed one. We go to the next one before that. Maybe it's a little more detailed. That should be helpful. And it's always at the bottom. Yeah, there we go. That's what we want to see. Okay. All right. So then we go back to today. Where's today? Here it is, today. Go all the way to the bottom. Paste it in here. Sometimes this happens after the meeting, but we're doing it during the meeting to just, as part of training. So attendance, quick message. No one got any attendance. So attendance is just the people who came here. So if you can't attend a meeting that you were scheduled to come to, do a quick check-in and you get value for it. Just be like, I can't make it, and you're just saying hi to everybody, I'm out of here, right? So, but if not, it's not a big deal, but you get value for that. So if Isaac had checked in, we would have mentioned it here. So we did a quick check-in, message, but it was no one, so no one. So this is Anaclara. Time audio, so we're at 2 hours, right? I think we're at 2 hours, everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone gets 2 hours of present time, and this is with audio. Anaclara, 2 hours. So if we only had texting, right, with no audio, text only, we would put them here, but we have none. So this is more applicable to the global team. There's some people on the global team who just aren't able to get their audio working or whatever. Even with us, like sometimes you're like Nelly, cracked out a couple times, like if your internet just stops working, but you're still there and you're trying to watch the YouTube feed, you would go back to text only, right? So facilitation, I did that. So that was 2 hours of facilitation. Note taking, I did that along with Jorge. So me and Jorge did this. And thank you, Jorge, for helping out with it.
You're welcome.
Yes, and you'll get better at it, and just type as much of the notes as you can. So timekeeping, this was Nelly, 2 hours, and value tracking spreadsheet work. Nelly and Jorge did it was pretty quick. It was like not even a half hour, so it was a half hour. And training, I did 2 hours of training, pretty much. I think that's it. I can't think of anything else that we did. So I think that's everything.
We did some documents and I don't know which else.
Yeah, we can put that in here. So documentations and linking.
I don't remember which ones.
Indexing, yes.
Indexing. So, I guess we could put all of this down for like a half hour. So we just do here, we just copy, because obviously we weren't doing that the entire meeting. But you know, we could say that we each got a half an hour of documentations and indexing work. Did anyone not do documentations and indexing work for the meeting?
Mhm.
Did anyone not do it? I think we all did it. Okay, great. So yeah, that's the value tracking for the meeting, right? And we this is all part of our community equity models, our internal tokenization systems, which we'll get more into in the future. But the time is the primary thing that will go into our thing, and then this is actually the most important thing that comes out of the meeting. So in our master documentation, so this would be document making notes. So if I'm going to go to today, this is Wednesday, Jay's master documentation notes. And I'm starting to do it in America's time now, so it'll be easier to track. So I go to today's meeting. So we just have the link to the notes and the outcome of the meeting value tracking. And that's all we need in the master document, because this is where we're going to be tracking all of the value that is contributed over time. And you guys can add directly, and we'll go over that. That's actually another next step that we don't have time for right now that I want to note here. Next step. Input. All right. So then this also needs to get added to our Andromeda Super Team doc, because I took it out. Tasks and next steps. Pop it right there. Cool. All right. Let's see if there's anything else. So we're done with that. Are there any questions on the meeting value tracking?
No, just one question about tomorrow. Is at the same time, correct?
Yeah, same time tomorrow.
Okay.
And that's the schedule.
Okay.
Yeah, see, so the schedule, the next thing is just doing on for tomorrow. And then we can do checkouts. So yeah, checkouts are usually pretty simple. Quick, I'll start checkouts. I thought everything went well. I'm definitely ready to take a walk. It's kind of like cloudy and cold out today. Oh, and this is where you would be taking notes. Jorge is taking notes for when I'm talking, and I'll take notes for when you're talking.
All right, sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's kind of cold outside. I'd like to take a walk. You know, I think it should be fine. And oh man, yeah, me and Nelly started getting into kind of organizing all my documents, and like, you know, I'm kind of a mess right now and a little overwhelmed. It feels like it's a lot taking on, doing all this training, getting all these new teams set up, and a global team and everything. But it's also very exciting. So I'm feeling good and I'm happy about it. But I'm interested to just like see how many hours I'm working. I feel like I'm working way too many hours every week, and so I'm gonna try to, you know, spend some time for myself this afternoon and relax. But I do have a lot of, you know, emails and messages and texts and all this stuff that I've been getting. Oh, and this afternoon we have some of our, I forgot today's Community Wednesday. Wow. All right, so that's another next step here is Community Wednesdays. We totally forgot about that. All right, check, I'm done.
Okay, I can continue. I like this meeting. I feel that we are really moving forward faster, and I'm really looking forward to be better organized myself and be more efficient and do more tasks, complete more work. And I don't know, I'm really sleepy today. Winter is coming here in South, and it's really cold outside. So that's it. I'm going for a walk probably, and then I'm going to make some dinner. So who's next?
How about you, Jorge?
Okay. I think that I'm gonna check on tomorrow's class one more time because I have class every single day. I'm gonna go for a walk with my dogs. I will wait for my girlfriend, and then I don't know, probably watch a movie or something because there's like the movies are cheaper today, so probably we go for a movie.
Nice. Nelly?
Okay, I think I'm going to finish my behind. Thanks a lot. And then it's Wednesday. I should go to the movies too.
Did we lose you, Nelly?
Yeah.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Yeah, so one thing, just to remind ourselves, like, since it's just audio, sometimes at the end when we're done, we just say check or something like that, just to let people know that we're done.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
done. I'm done.
Great. Anything else? I think
Check.
I don't know, check, double check, and done.
Check.
Great. All right, I think we're good. I'll talk to you guys all tomorrow. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
All right.
Right, talk to you tomorrow. Bye bye.
I like we finished
Bye-bye.
right on
Bye.
time, dude.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Okay. Bye bye.